have any fear. There is another like you. We are running out of time.
I have been binging these two episodes of season two already way too many times. As you can tell, I love the show. And Jack, I want to start with you because one of the dynamics we are going to get to see this season is, of course, Superman and Supergirl, and we've seen very different takes on it. So when we eventually meet her, whenever that might be in season two, how do they initially get along?
It's really amazing once they actually do meet. I don't want to spoil too much. I will say that what I love about our show is that it takes kind of the Superman formula that we're all used to. It turns it on it turns it. I can talk. It turns it on its head sometimes, while still like staying true to all the history. So we definitely do that. We definitely mix things up a little bit. But she's just such a cool addition to the cast. I'm really excited for you guys to see Kara. It's wonderful. And by the way, I see the Superman shelf in the background. Well done.
Thank you. It was hard to pick which one I wanted to feature because I have a lot of Superman collections. So, Alice, I want also for you, because as a reporter myself, I love seeing Lois as a journalist, seeing her grow. Where do we see her go this season? Because we know eventually, she will become that Pulitzer-winning journalist. So where do we see her go?
Yeah, I think what's really fun is now we finally see her becoming an official reporter, right, at the end of season one. And so now she'll be competing for stories with Vicky Vale, which is very interesting because that was like her idol. And now to see her becoming like her own and actually competing with her idol for the same stories is going to be really fun. And that's just on the reporting side. On the personal side, also a lot of growth happening. A lot of doubt, but it'll be cool to see how she kind of gets through it all.
Ishmel, for you, I am loving Jimmy as like media king that we have never seen before. He's running his own team now, and so how does he juggle with those responsibilities? Because given a year ago he was just an intern, but now he's put in that other position.
I mean, Jimmy relies a lot on his friends, to help him through the day to day. He has a lot of gumption, so he has that inner drive to kind of like just push him through all the ups and downs, and he comes into a little bit of wealth as well too, so that also helps to juggle a lot.
I love that every episode has like a reminder of what his net worth is, and I'm kind of like, what is it going to look like by the end of the season? So I'm dying to see more of it. For all three of you, one of my favorite episodes last season was the whole League of Lois Lanes and the whole multiverse aspect, and I'm hoping we may get to see that again at some point. So if you guys could, because there's been a lot of actors who played all three of your characters, are there any Superman, Lois, Jimmy actors that you would love to have come on the show and kind of play their own character in animation form? You could have a little crossover.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Damn, I got to think about this one for a second. This is just great. I did forever ago. I did this pilot that never got picked up with David Cornsweet, who's about to be Superman in James Gunn's movie. So I just want to work with David again because he's awesome. So bring him in there. That's my easy answer, I guess. But what do you guys think?
That's a really good question. I would bring myself in it.
Live action Ishmel, playing yourself. Exactly. I need this to happen. This needs to happen.
That'd be sick. I guess for me, anyone from the Smallville world was cool just because I watched it growing up, and so any of them would be super cool. And also me, yeah. And also Rachel Brosnahan. I think she's amazing. So that would also be very cool.
I also want Crab Superman, who was briefly glimpsed in that episode, to make a return in some way.
I'm talking about Tom Welling.
There was literally in the episode that you're talking about, Mr. Mixias I got through that all right. He snaps his fingers a bunch of times, and at the end, it's just a version of Superman that's a crab with a cape.
That's hilarious.
And I just want him to have his own spin-off series. That's what I want.
Listen, I will take spin-offs from this universe anytime. And you guys were mentioning, James Gunn's universe because, at some point, I would love to see you guys, even maybe play your own characters in live action. Because again, with crossovers being possible now between animation and live action, Jack, I know you know that very, very well. So is that something you would want to take part of at some point if James Gunn came asking? Just kind of like, hey, you want to jump over here for a little second?
It seems like resounding yes. Yeah. It's
I'd be like, nah, I'm good. No, just kidding. Yeah.
And
Oh,
a
sorry.
fun world to
No,
play
go
in.
ahead.
Do it in any way is just it's so cool. So yeah, like animation, live action, I think we're all down.
Yeah. Also, I think for me, just like I haven't seen an actual like Asian Lois Lane. So I'm like live action, that would be cool. So yes, resounding yes, like Jack said.
let's talk a little romance for a second, for Jack and Alice first of all, because I'm a huge Chloe shipper, if it hasn't been clear enough already. So where, we see it in those two first episodes that they are, they're juggling a lot. So where do we see them go in terms of having to balance all of that, with, both their personal lives as well as being a couple at the same time?
Well, they're so cute. So I think in the beginning of season 2, like we're gonna see them, okay, like they're actually together. We love it. But obviously, just like in any relationship, they have their conflicts. And I think the more Clark is like leaning into his Superman identity, Lois starts to also get insecure about her worth, or like, oh my God, I'm dating a superhero. Like, can I keep up with that? Which is interesting because, she's amazing, but everyone always has their doubts. And so we'll see them kind of go through that as well, but in a cute way.
In a very cute way. I love that this season they're just like firmly a couple. And, last season we were seeing them get together and work through all that. But I echo what Alice said. I mean, the adorableness does not stop. Like, it does not stop at season 1. It continues for sure. And
what about Jimmy? Does he get some love this season? And I'm just saying, there's been a lot of versions where, Supergirl and Jimmy get together, and she's coming this season. So
yeah. You know what? Jimmy has his eye on a special someone. You would just have to watch to see, but he gets some love. He finds himself a certain somebody. So he's not the only one left out of this love triangle.
I have to ask for you, Jack, because I'm a huge boys fan. So let's say, and mind you, I would very different tone. Yes, but now that you played Superman, and let's say if you had this conversation with Anthony Starr, would you say that Superman beats Homelander in a showdown? And mind you, I don't want to know if he's watching this, but just keep it.
Oh man,
keep
I
it
mean, like he has to, right? Like if he doesn't, we're all in trouble. I think my particular version of Superman has a lot of growing to do, and he still needs to, needs to discover some more of the powers that we all know are in there. But give him a few seasons, so he can take Homelander for sure.
Alice, by the way, I wanted to ask because we get a little sense of the dynamic with her and General Lane this season. How do you think there's going to be some healing between them, or like does it get a little bit rougher before we get to the better part?
I think there's the storm before the calm. Obviously, we saw like her dad actually listen to her and like kind of sacrifice where he's at in Task Force X. So I think that changes the dynamic. Like Lois is like, oh wow, my dad did that for me. But it's still strange. But I do think, there is going to be some healing. Mm-hmm.
Any additional teasers you guys give us about season 2 that fans should look forward to as we get ready for the season premiere?
There's teasing and then there's spoiling, and I don't do that.
I will take the latter.
Okay, please no, I will not. Come on, don't do that to me. No, I mean, I don't know about what I could tease, but just because none of us could really talk about this show like right before it came out in season 1. So I just wanted to say, like, we did a little bit of press, but not a lot. I just wanted to say, like, thank you for watching it. Thank, all the fans for checking it out. It's not lost on us that, getting a season 2 is a huge, huge deal. And we're so happy to be back. I think it's even better than last season. So I think everybody has a lot to be excited about.
I will say unequivocally, there will be, and write this down, a lot of aliens. There will be some extraterrestrials.
I feel like in 10 episodes, I'm gonna get what this like inside joke is, because I'm like, I know there's aliens, but I'm like, how much aliens are we gonna have? So, but guys, I love the show so much. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your time today, and congrats on what is an amazing show. And listen, y'all better be back for season 3 is all I'm saying.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you so much.
Take care of you guys. Have a good one.
What is Task Force X doing to these people?
I don't know. I have no idea what this place is.